Hey everyone, how's each and every one of you are doing on this Tuesday morning or afternoon? I hope that each of you are having a good start to the week, and tomorrow's hump day. So summer is coming to an end real fast. Before we know it, school's gonna be back in session. I know most of the kids do not want to go back, but sometimes you can't control time. So well, actually, to be honest with you, when I was your age, it was a little bit slower, but going past the age of 18 and beyond, it goes a little bit faster. So you are in this time warp. So enjoy the rest of the weeks in the summer. I hope that ends on a good note, and have fun. Always have fun, everyone, because life is too short, and appreciate the small things, everyone. And I mean it from my heart. So that in mind, today we're going to do 5 problems from a Zoom session with one of my students on Sunday. Sorry about the delay. Normally I do like a couple days at the same night or a day after, but in this instance I have a lot of things going on with errands and some other things to keep me away from here, but it's okay. It's going to get done. So let's begin. I'm going to do one problem from addition. So number 4. We have 5.09 plus 7.7. Okay, the reason why I did this vertically is because this is a much easier way to work your problems out instead of going across. Going across, you might get a little bit confused. That's understandable. So I prefer this way, so that way you show your work to your teacher, and it's going to be much easier to show where you got, let's say, borrow, or where you add or subtract or multiply, whatever it may be. So this is a much easier method. So let's begin. So first thing first, we can get get the 9, bring down the 9. All right. Then we have 0 plus 7 that gives us, I believe that's 7. That is correct. All right. And then we have 5 plus 7 that gives us 12. Okay. We're almost done. Where do we place the decimal point? We have two decimal points, right? We're going to move it 1, and 2, right? So this is what we're going to put right here. So we got 12.9 is our final answer. No. Sorry about that. I was talking to my nephew. Forgive me on that. So, but other than that, you got 2 decimal places where exactly this. Let me reiterate this. When you see this and lined up, you place the decimal point right there. I'm thinking of multiplication, so I do apologize. I'm thinking ahead, but that's okay. At least you know ahead of time. So, any questions on number 4? Okay. Let's go number 8. We're going to have 2 problems from subtraction. The reason why I have to do this is because I have to explain why borrowing is more important. It's much important. It's very important to do borrowing. And then I'll show you the steps how you do this. So let's begin. So we got 7.700 minus 4.634. Okay, I'm going to use different colors, so forgive me on that. I'm going to use a purple, okay? All right. We got to determine. So we got 7.700 minus 4.634. Actually, I added the zeros. The original problem is 7.7. The reason why I added the 2 zeros is because it's, when you do it vertically, it's going to be there. So you're going to see why in a few moments. So let's do the right side. What number do we borrow right here? What does 0 turns into what? A 10, right? Okay, we're going to do the borrowing first. And then we have 10 minus 4 equals 6, right? Any questions on this first part? All right. No questions so far? All right. You're more than welcome to pause this video at any time to look over your steps to make sure everything is correct and on the right track. So you have my full permission. All right. Let's go on to the second 0. Since we have a 10 right here, what's this 0 turn into? Is it the 10 or a 9? 9, right? So we have 9 minus 3, that gives us a 6. Okay. Yes, 9 minus 3 is 6. So because since we borrow from the right side, a 10 that goes down to 1 is 9. So it's going to be kind of weird to have two 10s, but it can happen. It depends on how the answer will be from the top row. So this will determine a lot easier if you borrow less. So any questions on this second part? Okay. All right. And this, we're going to turn the 7 into which number? An 8 or a 6? A 6, right? Okay, that's where everything will fall into place. We got 6 minus 6 equals 0. We're done with the borrowing. So far, we had to borrow from 3 places to determine what number we use on to figure out the answers. And then after that, everything will be crystal clear. We have 7 minus 4 that gives us 3. All right. Where do we place the decimal? So it's even right. It's right there. So where do we place it? Between the 3 and the 0, or the 0 and the 6? The 3 and the 0. Got 30.066. Let's check out the problem. I'm going to do like a little self-check to make sure everything's correct. So we'll make sure that we're going to use these two numbers to make sure the top row does match. So far, so good? All right. We got 4.634 plus 3.066. Then we're going to start at the very right side. 4 plus 6, that gives us 10. Carry the 1. 3 plus 6, that gives us 9. Add 1 more is 10. It's starting to look like that top row, right? All right, we have 6 plus 0, that's 6. Add 1 more is 7. And then 4 plus 3, that gives us 7. The decimal point between the 7 and 7, does it match? Yes. So this is our final answer. So that's why double check your answer, especially when you're doing the subtraction, because that way you know which is the answer, if the answer does match with the top row, and make sure everything's on point. So any questions in number 8? This was going to help you when you determine if you got the right answer, and always double check your work. So it's gonna make you feel more comfortable doing this route than taking the answer for granted. But always double check your answers, which is going to help you in the long run. All right. Be it that may, let's go on to number 10. We got 3.6. Add a 0 right there on the very first row. Minus 0.79. Alright, we're going to use a different color. Use blue, the baby blue. Alright. What do we know? Where do we need to borrow first? On the right side, right? Okay, that would turn that we cross the 0 out. What number does it come up to be? 10, right? Very good. 10 minus 9, that gives us 1. Alright. Since we borrowed from the 10, that 6 would turn into a 5. But does it stay as a 5 or it turns to a 15? A 15. That's right, because it's going to come up into play. 15 minus 7, that gives us 8. Are we done borrowing? No. What does the 3 turn into? A 4 or a 2? A 2, right? Now we're almost finished. Now we're almost finishing cleaning up. 2 minus 0, that gives us 2. And then we go place the decimal point between 2 and the 8. Let's check it out for ourselves to make sure it's okay. I'm going to put 0.79 plus 2.81. 9 plus 1, that gives us 10. Carry the 1. We have 7 plus 8, that gives us 15. Add 1 more, 16. Carry the 1. We know 0 plus 2 is 2. 0 plus 2 is 2. Add 1 more is 3. Place the decimal point between the 3 and the 6. Question: does this answer match with the original? Yes. So this is our final answer. 2.81. So that's our final answer. So, any questions on number 10 and number 8 on the borrowing and subtraction? All right, let's go to, I'm going to do, I think I missed 14. It's okay. I forget. It's okay, I missed 14. It's okay. 15. We're going to do multiplication. We'll do multiplying. I love this. It's going to be a lot easier. 3.44 multiplied by 1.7. All right. 3.44 multiplied by 1.7. We're going to do the basic multiplication, okay? Let's do this. I'm going to use a different color. What's 4 times 7? 28. Carry the 2. Same thing, 4 times 7 is 28. Add 2 more is 30. We have 3 times 7 is 21. Add 3 more is 24. The first row is 2408. All right. Then we're going to move down it. We're going to indent to the, move it to the second part. Whereas we're going to know is 4 times 4 is 4. Same thing, 4 times 1 is 4. And same thing, 3 times 1 is 3. And we're almost finishing up, cleaning up just a bit. We have the 8 in the bottom. 0 plus 4, that gives us 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. And then 5, 3, I'm not going to give the answer. 2 plus 3 is 5. Alright, remember I made a boo-boo early from the first problem. Then how many spaces we need to move. Actually, I think it kind of gave it away, but it's okay. Now, the difference between this and this is that it's not, you could even it out. or you can move whatever it may be, because even if it's even like this, then you could place it right there, depending on the circumstances in addition and subtraction. But when you're doing multiplying and dividing, this will determine how many spaces do we move the decimal point. So far, you see where I'm coming from? All right. Then, how many spaces we have in the first one? 2, right? How many places? Yeah, 2. 2 spaces. How many spaces in this one? 1. 1 space. Very good. So what's 2 plus 1? 3. So we'll move the decimal point 3 places. 3 places. So we got 1, 2, and 3. Let's see in the calculator. You can use any scientific calculator or any calculator, but I prefer when we go to higher grades, get like a scientific calculator, but it's going to make a big difference. You get a cheap one like this. Give me a second. I'm going to do this. Right now, you get it at Walmart for $9.88. It's called a Casio. It is like $9, like less than $10, and it's solar. See, it's solar. So you get that, and they have different colors. I think the white is a little like under $20, but it's a different brand, different model. But this is a good model as well. And they also have blue, black, and pink for the young ladies, and the young men, they have either black or blue. So whatever it may be, whatever you prefer, that you can get that at Walmart for under $10. That's another alternative for that. Just want to give you a heads up. So, all right, let's check out here, because the reason why I'm going to use this calculator to get the light. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me clear this up. Okay, we got 3.44. Type it in. 1.7. Make sure you multiply by 1.7. Now we get that in together. Let's hit enter. 5.48. Does it match? Yes. So that is our final answer. So we did the multiplying part, basic math, basic arithmetic, and then make sure once you have everything in line, then you see how many spaces do we move. In this case, we move 3 spaces to the left from the end, and then we got the answer 5.848. On that note, any questions on this part? On this problem, actually? All right. Let's move on to the quotient. Which quotient means what? Divide, right? We have 7.4 divided by 0.185. All right. This is have to explain a little bit more on it, but it's okay. I don't mind doing it because I want to make sure that we're on the same route. So we have the 7.4 and divided by 0.185. Question, which number goes inside the box? Is it the 7.4 or the 0.185? $7.4, right? Go inside the box, and the 0.185 goes outside. All right. It looks kind of weird, but you see why in a few minutes why it's going to be a little bit, it's going to be uneven at first, but it's going to come into play, okay? So, based on that, you cannot divide 0.185, 7.4 divided by 1.185. You can't, so you have to put another 0 right here. right? And then we had to put another 0 right here because it's going to make it a lot easier. Hold on. Give me a second. I just want to make sure. All right, that makes sense. Hold. Just a second, Mark. So we have 0.85. What number that goes? 7.400 divided by 0.85.